Hello, it is Friday, December 31st, 2021. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year, almost. I hope you are looking forward to getting into the new year. I certainly am. So I hope you are as well. And I'm glad that you're joining me for another crossword solve as we prepare to cross this particular threshold. Quickly, this edition of the Daily Solve is brought to you by Cass Wilkinson Saldana and Dan Stocco, as well as always, the inestimable Hood Monster. So thank you so much to the three of you benefactors of the New York Times, of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, as well as everybody else. Thank you to everybody who has backed the Daily Solve Patreon campaign at any point this year, currently or in the past. I very much appreciate it. It's helping me make this thing a sustainable part of my daily work, and I'm very grateful for that. So thank you. And if you are interested in learning about that, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve, where you can get access to a whole wealth of bonus video solves, including actually two that went up yesterday. So I'm making some headway on this. I put up the weekly speed solve of mini puzzles, and actually that was last week's because I was out, and so today is the next one. So I'll get the next round of mini puzzle speed solves up today or tomorrow. Also up on the Patreon feed, if you're a patron, is my solve of the New York Times variety crossword puzzle puns and anagrams. And it took me quite a while to solve because I didn't understand how it worked. I thought it was going to be a regular crossword. It definitely wasn't. It was a wacky, punny crossword that I had to sort of figure out how to solve. And I think if I were to do another one of those, I would solve it much more quickly, but this one took me a while because I had to figure out what it even was. First, it was new to me. And along similar lines, I solved an acrostic, the New York Times acrostic as well. I think that might only have been the second New York Times acrostic I've ever attempted. So that didn't take me as long as the other one, but it was still, it was interesting and enjoyable. And if you're curious about the New York Times acrostic, you should check that out. I'll put that up probably tomorrow. Space these out a bit. Anyway, all of that being said, there are plenty more, reruns, I guess, of bonus solves available on the Patreon campaign, and I will keep putting more up in the coming days and weeks and months, of course. All right, now I do want to actually get on with today's solve, so let me quickly just read maybe just one comment from yesterday's puzzle, but this one is 2-in-1 from Bice Dibley, who says, I can't remember where I heard or read this, and it's not a piece of information I need lodged in my brain as a non-American, but the 18th Amendment can be remembered by thinking of the old drinking age, 18, and the 18th Amendment introduced prohibition, while the 21st Amendment is the number of the current drinking age, 21, and that repealed prohibition. So that's a very clever mnemonic, 18 and 21, the former and current, or at least current most common U.S. drinking age of 21, and the 18th that instituted prohibition. So never heard that before, but that's clever and helpful. And then regarding the 3 X's indicating alcohol, the story is that in moonshine production, X's were used to indicate the number of times the batch had been run through the still. In other words, how many times it had been distilled. So triple distilled would be the 3 X's, and that would be the very highly distilled alcohol, so closer to pure alcohol. And I searched that, and as far as I can tell, that seems to be correct. That sounds like one of those things that you never know if that's true or if it's just been passed around, and I couldn't find very much authoritative information on it. But as far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be a lot of dispute, so presumably that's the case. Anyway, thank you, Bice Dibley, for those 2 interesting pieces of information. And let's move on to today's crossword puzzle. This is a Friday crossword constructed by Megan Morris. This is Megan's second crossword for the New York Times, and edited, as always, by Will Shorts. It's a Friday, so it is, of course, a themeless puzzle, our first themeless puzzle of the week, and often on the tricky side of Friday puzzle. So that's it. Let's get started. Okay, a colorful custardy confection. I don't know. Trifle? Not sure. Let's see. Let's just keep going. Sudden inspirations. Bolts, perhaps? Not really sure. I'm not very confident in that, but let's check the crosses just in case. No, I don't think it's bolts. Terry of Mr. Mom. I've never seen Mr. Mom, but Terry Garr sounds like someone. So is that right? And then sudden inspiration. Could it be jests from the French? Not sure. Does laundry or pays bills in modern lingo. Oh, I think this is adults. The transformation of adult into a verb to indicate doing the sort of boring admin types of things that come with adulthood. Clear-headed, could be lucid, maybe. Love, that could be adore, so maybe not lucid up there. Apply as ointment could be rub in or rub on. Either one ends with an S. To tell could be to sense. I can tell this is going on. I can sense this is going on, maybe. What about this? More might come before it. More or less seems plausible. Things with rings. And clear-headed. Oh, sober. Sober is clear-headed. And sudden inspirations. Gasps? Oh, yes. Inspirations as in to inspire in the sense of breathing. That's funny. I hadn't... you don't see that bit of misdirection very often, but that works very well. And apply as ointment, right. So rub in or rub on. Novel content. Prose, as opposed to poetry. Prose being not, non-poetic, ordinary written language. And what do we have here? Couldn't let go of. Not sure offhand with these long answers. It can always be tough to get without very many crosses anyway. Pit blank. Pit crew. That wouldn't be hyphenated, I don't think. What would be hyphenated here? Pit. Not sure. What about up here? Snap, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to move on. Component of 3 of the 5 French mother sauces. Milk, maybe? Component of 3 of the French... Maybe a roux? A roux is when you brown flour in butter or I guess possibly another fat, and it's used to thicken sauces. 5 French mother sauces, I don't remember what they all are, bechamel and 4 others, I guess. Can't remember them all. I don't know if it's roux, but let's look. Kitchen, oh yeah, it must be. Kitchen brand whose name is an ambigram. So we have 2 culinary crosses, 2 culinary answers crossing. So kitchen brand whose name is an ambigram. So an ambigram is a word, I believe what this means is if you flip this around, so imagine rotating the word OXO or OXO 180 degrees, it would still read as OXO. And so that's distinct to a... oh boy, now I can't remember the one where a word reads backwards. Well, boy, that's embarrassing. Well, I can't remember the name of the term that describes a word that reads the same backwards and forwards, but not visually flipped. Well, that's infuriating. I'm very sorry. Anyway, let's go on. That's never going to happen. That's blank never going to... Oh, I see. That's ellipses never going to happen. That sort of pause there indicates an So, no. So that's never going to happen. That's sort of slightly condescending mode of speech. Okay. Colorful custardy confection. Still not sure. Waltz onomatopoeia. Yeah. So onomatopoeia being vocal sounds that are meant to imitate a non-verbal noise of some kind. What is that? I don't know. I guess this could be no as well, actually. Sort of looks better here. And then here we have classic diner orders. Sunny side up eggs or runny eggs, maybe? Snap. I don't know. Let's keep going. Double or triple drink? Oh. Is there double sec? There's certainly triple sec. I actually don't know if I'm familiar with double sec. If that's a thing, that might not be the answer. But I don't know. Triple sec is a liqueur. Anyway, let's keep going. Actress Taylor of TV's Bones? No idea whatsoever. Agatha Christie novel named after Death's Mount in Revelation. Well, would it be A Pale Horse or The Pale Horse, maybe? Yeah, okay. I'm not familiar with that particular novel, but that would be, pretty sure that would be Death's Mount in Revelation from the Bible, so that's probably the answer. Oh, pit-a-pat. Speaking of onomatopoeia, actually, here we have pit-a-pat. I suppose imitating the sound of footsteps. So I guess that's maybe the answer here. And here we have, its employees might get under your skin. I don't know, a tattoo parlor or something? Might get under your skin. What other kind of business deals with getting under your skin? I'm not sure. Make blank for. Well, you could say make space for, but that doesn't fit with pit-a-pat. Make room, make amends, I'm not sure. Danger for desert hikers. Rattlesnake? I mean, at least that would start to fit here with that T, but that's not nearly enough letters. Rattlesnake bite? I mean, that fits, but that seems not crazy about it. Let's keep going. Legal action. Not sure. Some Disney-inspired Halloween costumes. I don't know. Blank me, request to a fridge goer, beer me, I guess. And like blue and green ski trails vis-a-vis black diamonds, they will be easier because black diamonds are difficult. Pep could be vim, as in vim and vigor. I don't know. Let's see. Rosso Bianco. Oh yeah, okay. So this would be red and white wines. Would it be vini? Is that the plural of vino? I actually don't know. Oh no, O Bianco, so probably or. So vino, so a single wine. Driver's license figure. What is listed on your driver's license? Your name, your address, your date of birth, things like weight, eye color, hair color. Maybe this isn't Vim. What about this one? Ren Fair concession. So concession in the US, for whatever reason, is used often to indicate, it's often snacks you buy at an entertainment event. I don't really know why it's used in that way. It is not used that way in the UK. So meat, maybe? I don't know. I'm getting losing my confidence in Vim, although this does have probably a V for Rosso Bianco. Let's see. Looks the other way. Not sure. And modern blank, I mean, this could be many, many things. Modern era, I don't know. Oh, didn't look at this. Proficient could be able. I should have checked the crosses on that beer. And blank review could be peer review to an academic journal, for instance. So modern era, indeed, looks correct. 1 quadrillion prefix. Is that like a petabyte, for instance? 1 quadrillion bytes? Maybe. Oh, an illegal action could be an appeal. Yes, you could appeal a legal judgment. So looks the other way lets the something slide, maybe? But let's look at some of these crosses. Group portrayed in Slacker and Reality Bites familiarly. This would be Generation X or Xers, I would think. Oh, it's employees might get under your skin. X-ray lab. There we go. X-ray lab. Okay. That's the other thing, I guess, other than tattoo parlor. There aren't very many options there. Make blank for. Make way, make... Not sure. Let's check the other X-ray lab crosses. Straighten, align. You align something, you straighten it. Couldn't let go of. Oh, obsessed over. There we go. That looks right. So what about this? Some Disney-inspired Halloween costumes. Oh, Elsa's from Frozen. For some reason, and this is very silly because this is not in fact how Halloween works, I was trying to think only of sort of evil characters or, antagonists because of Halloween, and I was thinking ghosts and goblins and that sort of thing. But no, people dress up as anything for Halloween. It doesn't have to be scary. So I don't know why I was completely misled on that by my own silly train of thought. Anyway, Trio of Horrors. Trio of Horrors. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if that's very obvious what this is indicating. There's a question mark, so some kind of pun. Oh, I see. The letter R, R's. There are 3 R's in the word horrors, so a trio of R's. Okay, there we go. So looks the other way. Maybe this isn't the... Let's things slide. No, that doesn't make sense. I guess it does. Let's things slide. Okay. Just sort of, for some reason, it struck me oddly with all of those S sounds in a row, but no, there's nothing wrong with them. Yes, he looks the other way. He lets things slide. There we go. Okay, great. What about the crosses off of Let's Things Slide? Heavens. Could be Lord, oh heavens. Let's check the crosses, though. Actress, nope, it's not. Actress Kendrick is Anna Kendrick. I recognize her. And heavens... Could be Laud, maybe. That's sort of a colloquial spelling of Lord when used as an exclamation like this. I'm not really... Oh, yeah, maybe it is. Because one of the Blues Brothers from the film The Blues Brothers, there was Jake and Elwood Blues. So one of them is Elwood. And driver's license figure. What is this? Oh, ID number? Yeah, okay, fair enough. I suppose your driver's license has its own ID number on it. And Pep, I guess it is Vim. And a Ren Fair concession is mead. I should have thought about that. I was at an event a couple of months ago, and I was sort of, I was surprised. I was sort of ambushed by someone selling bottles of various things. It wasn't any kind of Renaissance fair situation, so I don't. And they were selling mead. I guess because it was made at some kind of local English mead brewery? I don't know. And I was so surprised by this, and they sort of thrust the mead into my face, and I drank it immediately and sort of, in a stunned manner, agreed to buy a bottle of the mead. And it was actually quite nice. And I don't think I'd ever had mead before. This was chili mead, of all things, so sort of spicy. And it's actually quite a nice, warming drink on a winter night. So there's my mead recommendation. English Heritage chili mead, bought in a moment of sort of minor social panic. Anyway, United competitor once, TWA, Trans World Airlines, now defunct airlines that was acquired by American Airlines in the early 2000s. And I remember flying on TWA as a child when it still existed. A blank place is in the House and in the Senate. A woman's place is in the House and in the Senate. A bumper sticker, a sort of current era bumper sticker. Okay, target could be aim at. Target something, aim at it. Sharon's predecessor as Israeli Prime Minister, Barak. Danger for desert hikers. Maybe it is rattlesnake bite. Wow. I honestly didn't expect that to be the case. But it looks like it might be. I mean, rattlesnake something. It might be rattlesnake bite. Relative by marriage. I don't actually know what. Oh, stepdad. Sorry. I kept trying to make this be something like stead. I was sort of trying to do some kind of connection to the notion of in-law or something. And anyway, a stepdad is an example of a relative by marriage. Not yet manifest. Not sure. And here we have South America's Rio de la. Not sure offhand about that either, actually. Let's see. What about this cross off of Barack? Squarish. Does this mean squarish as in uncool? That came up in a recent crossword as well. Not sure. Let's see if we can make any headway up at the top of the grid that we've let lie fallow for a bit. Colorful custardy confection. Boy, this is going to seem. I'm sure this is going to seem so obvious when it's filled in, and I'm going to feel very dumb. Waltz onomatopoeia. Oh, is this maybe pa? So waltz time musically is a 3-beat. So pa. Waltz is very distinctively 3 beats to a measure, as opposed to, I don't know, the most common time, which is actually called the common time, which is 4 beats to a measure. And so pa. I always think of pa as being more of a sort of polka kind of thing, but yeah, that sort of sounds waltzy. So maybe that's it. Waltz onomatopoeia. And snap. Oh, a photo. I see. Spelled in this, I suppose, sort of commercial way. F-O-T-O. Matching the slanginess of the word snap to indicate a photo. You took a snap. You took a photograph. And it is generally the case that with this kind of colloquial speech, you will the clue will be indicating that the answer is in a similar mode. So snap and photo, they're both sort of slangy. They're both colloquial. Okay, double or triple drink. Oh, it's not triple sec. It's IPA, a double IPA or a triple IPA. So in this case, a craft beer, I guess, as they tend to be called now. An India Pale Ale and a double or triple would be an even hoppier and more intense version of that. Maybe you'd put more X's on the bottle. I mean, actually, there was another comment that someone else left that I didn't read that indicated that in addition to the sort of triple distilled alcohol, the X's have also been used in the past to indicate strength of beer. So perhaps we would have 3 X's on our triple IPA. Classic diner orders are tuna melts. I had triple on the brain. Tuna melt, classic cheese and tuna fish sandwich. This looks like Tamara, doesn't it? Oh, a fruit tart is a colorful custardy confection. See, I knew this would make me feel very silly when I saw it, and it did. Why did I not think of fruit tart? Very obvious. So Tamara Taylor of TV's Bones, definitely didn't know that person, so I'm not surprised I didn't get that, but I am surprised I didn't get fruit tart. And make a play for, that looks perfectly plausible, and, oh, I don't even think I ever looked at this clue. Ending with 4 or 6, but not 5, and THS? Oh, fourths or sixths. Okay, interesting. But not 5. You wouldn't have fifths. You have to change the word to fifths. All right. So, let's see. What about this? Stain. I bet this is rattlesnake bite because this stain is a blot. And, is this Rio de la Playa maybe? Playa? I'm not sure. Not yet manifest. Oh, could be latent. You have some sort of latent talent. It's not yet manifest and needs to be awoken. Okay. Street featured in Fellini's La Dolce Vita. That's also 50 across. And 50 across is where to do as others do. It said, in Rome. Very good. So the street featured in Fellini's La Dolce Vita is in Rome. The Via Veneto. It's a street in, Via Veneto. I believe the street in Rome. And a dictionary abbreviation. Oh, vowel maybe? Would that be a dictionary abbreviation? VOW for vowel? I don't know. make thin. And here we have Rapa Nui, Easter Island. And here we have no blank of perfection. You'll never reach it. Have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it. Salvador Dali, apparently. That's good. It's a very good quote, in fact. Definitely need to internalize that. And sprinkling a few, I guess. A sprinkling of things, a few. Not sure. Melancholy. Well, maybe it is few. Melancholiac's list could be a list of woes if you're feeling melancholy because of all your woes. Suffix with towel, towelette. And, to make thin is to attenuate. There we go. To reduce, to make thin. So maybe Rio de la Plata. And couple in the back of a car, yes, rear tires. And then, yes, of course, dictionary abbreviation var for sort of a variant of a word. And actually that comes up in the crossword as well sometimes. You'll sometimes see that. Actually, don't see that as often now that I think about it. Occasionally, but it used to be more common, I guess, to see variation as an abbreviation in the crossword. One of the Coen brothers, Joel, the other being Ethan, and squarish, blocky, I suppose, as in like a block, a square. Spurns could be jilts, as in spurns a lover, jilts a lover. Long time inside the NBA commentator. Don't know, but I would guess O'Neal, Shaquille O'Neal would be my guess. Dr. O'Neal, as we know from a crossword in the past few months. Canon competitor. Canon is a camera manufacturer, and another camera manufacturer is Leica, so Canon competitor. Still sticky. Tacky, I suppose. If things sticky, it's tacky, but what does the still mean? Writer, okay. Writer Zhang, Erica Zhang. That is true. Crushes it, slays. And eponym of the World Series MVP award. Mays, Willie Mays, I at least recognize. So I guess that is tacky. Why is that still sticky? Not really sure. But anyway, it works. So there's the crossword. That was the Friday crossword. And I would say pretty classic Friday in the sense that I faced some resistance, but never really a hard block. So was able to keep moving through the crossword, but definitely had parts of the grid that slowed me down more than others. I think the middle of the grid, I seemed to get things filled out pretty quickly, and there were bits in the corners, particularly the northwest and I guess southwest corners as well, that seemed to throw up a bit more challenge. Let me know how you did with that. Trying to think if there was anything that that particularly troubled me. Oh, well, fruit tart. Fruit tart, of course. Really gave me, that really held out until the end for whatever reason. And I got things that in theory would probably be a little bit less obvious, like rue, although I guess short words are generally easier to get with crosses. Yeah, I would say in general, this was a relatively smooth solving Friday puzzle for me. Via Veneto in Rome was fun. Via Veneto might be a tough cross, especially with dictionary abbreviation, because this is so generic. If you don't know that this is going to be a V, that might be tough. Yeah, I could imagine. And Via Veneto also crossing Rapa Nui, Easter Island. I could imagine that being a tough cross as well. Via Veneto and Rapa Nui, both geographical answers that might not be overwhelmingly obvious. Yeah, but managed to figure it out. So anyway, do let me know how you fared with this puzzle. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you know someone who might like it, please pass it on to them as well. And if you'd like to chat with others about New York Times crosswords, other puzzles, head over to the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field underneath the video, and there's a nice little community over there. And one of the things they've been doing each day is posting their Wordle. Did this yesterday. Their Wordle track record, the daily, word inferring game that's been sweeping the Discord and social media as well to some extent. And I did it on the video yesterday, and maybe I'll just do it again right now. I hadn't really necessarily specifically planned on doing that, but why not? Does that work? Yes, it does. Okay. So, what should my first word be? Let's say stare. I can't remember if I've used stare before. Wow, not a great guess. And actually, I kind of forget what the color means. I think this means the eye is in the right place. I actually can't remember if this means that the letter is correct and in the wrong place, or if it's correct and in the right place. Anyway, I think it means the eye is correct. It's actually kind of a tough. Kind of a tough position. I'm trying to imagine, what would this be? Not using RAST. Many of the words that I can think of with an I in that position have an E before them, or choir comes to mind, but that has an R, which we know is not in the word. COVID. COVID would fit. I can't imagine COVID's a valid word. No, it's not. Lucid, though. Wow. All right, so I was right about the I. It is that position, which means the U is in this position now. Could this be juvie, like juvenile detention? Is that possible? I think I'm using the colors wrong. I think these maybe are letters that aren't in the right place, but rather are simply present in the word. I think I've been doing this completely incorrectly, and I've been making it actually impossible. So let's see what. I think these letters are in the word, but not in the correct place, and I've been assuming they're in the correct place. I don't think they are. This seems impossible. Okay, so what could this actually be? It could be something. Oh, unity? No, we have, it could be unify. Oh, there it is. God. Ridiculous. Okay, well, that was absurd. I completely forgot how this worked. We'll let that be a lesson to you. Anyway, ridiculous. Thanks for joining me for another episode of The Daily Solve and an idiotic episode of Wordle. I'll be back tomorrow for the Saturday edition, the Saturday New York Times crossword, the toughest of the week, possibly, hopefully not as hard as this Wordle puzzle was for me today. I hope you'll join me. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday and an excellent New Year's Eve. I will see you in 2022. Take care.